All right, we're going to get this party started. Happy Saturday, March 5th. We are leveling up. Ooh, 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 ooh. I get very excited when we start. And you know why? Partly because when people watch it back, I don't want them to think it's boring because we're not. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Yes.
Use your words. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Thank you,
Happy
Lisa.
Saturday,
You too.
Thank you. You're real people, right? You're not just your your
Pictures?
faces.
My face is just a blank screen with my Dory on it.
All right. Hey, you guys, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a
Already
great
is.
month. Thank you for
It is a
committing.
great day.
Thank you for committing to being here Saturday morning. I appreciate it dearly. Kirsten's at a swim meet, but Kirsten finds a way, makes a way because that's who she is. So she's got herself started in her mobile office. I love it. Okay, so you guys, as we get started this morning, some of the things that I'm going to be referring to are from this book. If you want to get out of the, no, don't write that down. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. Okay. It's by John Ortberg, O-R-T-B-E-R-G. This is not a new book. Apparently, I first read it and highlighted it and wrote in it somewhere around 2005. She's in a different spot in 2022. So she's highlighting different things and coming back to some of the things and going, oh yeah, that was good. I'm glad I wrote that down. So I'm going to be referencing a few things from that book today. And may I just make an observation on those of you that chose to join live this morning, that you are not only in the top 10% of our, no, top 20% for sure. Just give Kirsten a minute to get to the top 10. Top 10%, just give her a minute. Just give her a minute. She's only been in a month. The rest of you, top 10%, maybe even higher. Thank you for your commitment. Also, these gals are in the committed club. Also, no surprise. Okay, all right. Okay, so before we get officially going, I have things that I would definitely like to share and get some of your opinions on. I would like to ask you, what are some questions that you have, or comments or concerns, or hey, this Lisa, since Lisa and Cece. Good morning, Cece Lynn. I'm not sure I actually said good morning to you.
Hi, that's okay. I was still getting settled.
Okay. Thank you. Some questions, comments, concerns, something your clients have said to you, or something that you've been thinking in the last few weeks or week, or mom.
I didn't mean it.
Go.
I think I would like a little bit more specific of a question.
Oh.
Like client related, like goal related.
Yeah, any of that.
Okay.
Any of that.
Well, okay, so I'm going to ask a question.
Okay. And you guys, you don't have to. I have an agenda. If there was something pressing, I wanted to make sure that I got it. Okay.
Oh, it's not pressing, but I was just wondering what yours and Cece's plan is to help you max out March.
Great question.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's a big deal. Oh, my hand doesn't work yet. Okay. Do some exercises or something over here. Okay. We'll work on that. That's a how question.
And I have another question. Sorry. Is is the double credit for both sales and it's just sales? Okay, I wanted to make sure I read that right. Okay, thank you.
Correct. Okay. You guys, so as we're moving forward and as we're getting into this final four, which is my favorite time of year, it's my favorite. So a little bit on how your seniors mindset works is the closer we get to a deadline, the more excited I get. Now, this is not everyone's personality, it's mine. And one of the things that it does is it brings out my top 5 strengths. Write them down so you know what your senior's top 5 strengths are, so you know why she thinks the way she does sometimes. Who win others over. Because who else can I talk to before I got to get to the end? Okay. Let me just make sure I say them in the right order, okay? Okay. Futuristic. I'm just, okay. All right. Stuff is going. Strategic, which is actually Kirsten Collins, number 1. Number 4, communication. And number 5, activator. So all of my top 5 are influencing and strategic, the strategic actually theme, okay, you guys are familiar enough that you know when you break down the categories, you know what I'm talking about there. Some of those are influences like people related, and the strategic strengths are like mind. So my leadership first is with people, my influence, okay? And then the second part is with the brain. Okay, so this makes me, as we get closer to the end of a goal, like, yeah. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? It does not discourage me. It makes me go even harder, okay. So you know that as we get closer to the end, why I get more excited, and with those top 5 strengths, why I believe that you can do what you said you were going to do, and why I believe that it's possible. And while I see people pull back at the end, which I do every year, I get more and more excited and go, come on, let's go, hang on, we're going, we're going to do this. So when we talked about the committed club, which you're all in, unwavering faith and extraordinary effort is what I'm talking about with it. Okay. Now this level up this morning is for everyone. So I'm not going to hone in on just all the details of the committed club. But unwavering faith and extraordinary effort comes from the Miracle Morning author, Hal Elrod, who wrote The Miracle Equation, which I read. It's also brainy. It's easy to understand, but it's brainy. I love things that are brainy. Okay. And basically what that equation says, and what I'm getting at this morning, is that you can accomplish anything despite what the numbers say. And too many people look for this visual evidence that it has to be happening, or this visual evidence that it's going to happen. And the thing about that is, you guys, is you're looking at the past, not what's possible. When you're looking at visual evidence, you are only looking at what is past, not what is possible. If I only looked at visual evidence for the last 25 years, I would be nowhere. If I literally stopped at every visual evidence goal, I would have earned, guess how many Cadillacs? That would be 0. Because 1/3 of the production has come in every Cadillac in the last 1 month. While we have 6 to do it, I seem to have chosen for the last 6 vehicles, the last month, to do 1/3 of it. I say chosen, okay? So if I looked for visual evidence, do you think I would have earned any of those? No. Would I have led a team to Pink Cadillac if I'd have said, on June 1st, don't see it, ladies. Have a great finish. Okay, yet I see that. Yet I see that. I don't think I can do it. So let me try and convince you, Lisa, that I can't.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So it's interesting, right? Because I feel over the past few years we have used the thing of like look for evidence that it's working. So can you explain then, Mom, like what the difference would be in being open to seeing the things working, but also keeping your vision forward rather than backward?
Yes.
Because I've never heard this perspective of this before. So I'm just like, I want to know more about like being open to seeing the good things happening, but not so much being focused on, well, this is all I have, so it's not going to happen.
Okay. You actually answered it in your statement.
Okay.
Every day you're looking at the thing that's working. You're going to find what you're looking for.
Right.
You're going to find what you're looking for. So if you are looking for a way that it's working, Maggie Fortman, when we started coaching 2 years ago during Rona, what was one of the things that I said for you when you asked if a business could work during the day from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.? What did I say?
You said, look for how it's working currently already. So I did, and it did. It was kind of interesting.
So when sometimes a person gets like, this can't happen, and they're looking in the past, they are just strictly looking at numbers. They're not looking at human beings and, oh, I just had a $500 party. Oh, this customer just called me out of nowhere. Oh, I just met this waitress who called me back when I told her to. The evidence is in the people and the relationship, CC, not the numbers. Now, for my analytical and math people that need to see, because there's more than one of you on here even, that need to see, Lisa. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you partly about that is use your strength, but don't put that strength of analyzing in the basement, of always looking for proof, because then you are only looking at what is visually there, and you are not allowing God to create that miracle. Okay, you know what's exciting right now? We are only going to reach 650 and go to Scotland on a miracle. That's it. It's the only way. It's the only way. Logically, can't happen. If I look at evidence, can't happen. If I know that miracles is the word that I chose for the new year, if I know that God can pull it together out of thin air, if I know that it's a miracle that Kirsten chose to come back right now, she could have come back anytime. She could have come back never. And yet, she comes back during the time that I chose miracles, recreates our relationship and goes, oh yeah, I remember how to do all of this. Going to be my next offspring sales director. And as of December, I didn't know who the next one was going to be. Well, she's going to be the next one. Okay. Maybe someone wants to race her to it, but I'm confident in that. Okay. So does that help answer your question, Cece?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Cece, you also grew up in a household of goals plastered all over the house, right? And because what you focus on grows. And so I would just look around and be like, well, I can't help but earn a Cadillac if I see it wherever I go, right? And what I want to share is this reminds me, and I just heard this on the Rob Dial Jr. podcast, which by the way, I sent to all of you in the new Committed Club Vox, but it didn't actually go there. I don't know where it went. So I listened to this guy called Rob Dial Jr. Now, hear my heart. He's in your face. So he's kind of like the boy version of me with occasional swears. So if you can handle that, that's the type of guy he is. Okay. But I also listened to Dream Big, the Dream Big Devotion podcast that Maggie Fortman turned me on to, which is a life-changing woman who says it. She's also says it in your face, but her voice says it in such a kind way that you don't realize she just slapped you, but she does. Okay. So those are two of the ways, but what he said was, oh, Lord help me, you guys. What was the last thing I just said before I said he said it?
In your face? He's in your face.
You were talking about goals everywhere.
Thank you. He re-mentioned Michael Jordan. Remember how Michael Jordan has said, right? I've missed 9,000 things, something, something. I was given the ball at 26 game-winning shots that I missed. And that is why I succeed.
Mhm.
You guys, when I literally sit down and write all the goals I've had in my Mary Kay business and not reached, and I'm like, not reached. Okay, we're currently ranked number 15 in the state. One of the top units in the country. Pink Cadillac, 6 times, 15 cars, National Court of Sales, 14 times. Let's see. Some of the most loyal and consistent consultants the company's ever seen, statistically higher stats and rankings for the size of our unit in the past. We do like double and triple. Let's see. I have a new offspring and our year actually gets better the following year. Oh, so that means I don't listen to the crap. What? Okay. It's in who you become on the way. It's who you become on the way. This is why I ask for commitment to the end. This is why. This is why. I'm going to give you a quick Hal Elrod story from the Miracle Morning and the Miracle Equation, which of course I will highly recommend those books and starting your day that way. So when he first realized that this could happen, a miracle happened literally. And then he's like, I wonder if this could actually be a thing. Grabbed a bunch of people in his company. He was one of the most successful, high-ranking Cutco representatives that ever came into the company. Broke records, especially at his age, then taught this miracle equation. So then others went on to do it. Then he wrote a book about it and says, if you just do it, it happens. He actually coined the term miracle mavens, that you can just continue to create these miracles. So basically, bottom line, he had this huge goal, kind of like our year end, June 30th, and was going to decide, I believe it was like $20,000 in a month or something like this. He was going to sell of Cutco, and that was almost like 2 times as much as he's ever done. No one had ever done it. I think that's the number. The number doesn't matter. And then like he makes this commitment. And the next day it's announced that they have a week less or a week or 2 less. Okay. Like this unheard of thing. And he's like, are you still going to expect the same goals? And the guy's like, yeah, we're still expecting the same goals, but we have half the time. Yep. Well, sorry, suck it up. Okay. But wait, yesterday I was committed to the goal. I mean, like a minute ago, I was still committed to the goal. So I must be able to do the goal. I'm going to commit. Okay. Bottom line, what's happening? He's getting to the end and doesn't see it. Right. But he's committed. He's committed to the process and he's committed to the work and he has unwavering faith. Now, he doesn't actually totally reference God a lot, but he is a Christian and does kind of, if you read his miracle equation, the miracle morning, you know, he believes in God because he should have died in this car accident and he didn't and all the things. Okay. So he's going to like the last couple days. Now they have this conference and they always all ride together. And he knows if he rides with these people, he's going to miss, several hours of work. He's got these appointments. He's like, I'm not going to ride with you guys. I'll get myself there. Okay. Last appointment of the morning cancels before the deadline, before he has to go to this conference, or second to the last appointment cancels with this lady. He actually names her in the book. And he's like, it's not going to happen. He's got someone riding with him. And the guy's like, well, I need to see you in action, whatever. He's a manager, whatever. Bottom line, you guys, he goes to this last appointment, doesn't see it happening, knocks on the door, doesn't think he's going to reach his goal, but he's committed to not cancel. He's going to do it. Lady answers the door. It's not the lady he has an appointment with. So now he thinks it's over. I'm doomed. And he's like, well, okay, lady. now you guys, this is not recent because this couldn't happen. But he's like, I was supposed to show her these knives. Can I come in anyway and just do this demonstration? I got this guy with, and she's like, sure. Okay. Walks in, does the thing. She goes, yeah, I'll take that, all that thing. And we actually need a gift for this event we're going to later, and we're all gonna, pitch in on it. So we need another one or two or whatever. Reaches it and beyond. At the beginning of the goal, thought it couldn't happen. Midway through it, I don't know if it can happen. That morning, I don't know if it can happen. All the reasons to not accomplish it visually. You guys, if he'd have looked at it just statistically and visually, what would have happened?
It wouldn't have made it.
Right. But he allowed the miracle to actually happen. So after reaching this goal, he decided, okay, I wonder if I can teach this. Wonder if I can take other people with me. I wonder if I could do it again. He did it again the following month. Then someone that he taught it to passed his goal and broke a record. Then he just started teaching it to people all around the world and all different, and basically unwavering faith and extraordinary effort. Which then some people hear that and go, oh my God, Lisa, you're asking me to do twice as much as no, I'm not. And neither is he. Whatever you're doing, extraordinary effort is just, okay, well, I could stop here, or I could make one more call. Well, I could stop here, or I could hand out 5 more samples. Well, I could stop here or fill in the blank. Okay. Questions, comments?
I love that because I am such an analytical person and I'm a numbers gal. And hearing that story and knowing how you work, it's like, that's how it works. That's what happens, and believe it and just allow it to happen. It's doing the actions, continuing, and not focusing on anything else except for working it and keeping your eyes like, nope, just keep going. I think it's a lot easier for me at this stage in my life. I care what people think. You and I had a conversation about goals and how I set safe goals, because I know I can do those. And, because I can track them, I can see them based on what I know, I can do that. And so I love hearing these stories. And I always think, okay, now Lisa wouldn't do this. What would Lisa do? She gets the goal. How does she do it? Who knows? It happens.
Yes. And even you guys, thank you, Kirsten, with the unwavering faith. I don't know if I said this to you guys the other day or if I thought it. I was walking across the street with the dog at the end of our walk, coming back across the street. I actually know where I was. And I thought, I don't actually have to believe that 650 can happen. I don't have to completely believe it. I just have to believe that it could.
You said that in your voice. Yeah.
I said it on my Vox. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't actually have to be convicted that it will. I just have to believe that it could. Right now, I'm kind of convicted that it will. But I'm like, okay, if you don't allow God to create the miracle or kick something along in there, okay, then it's not going to happen. Allow it. Allow it. Sandy posted something the other day about letting God being the author. Let go of the pen, man. Set the pen down and let God be the author. If you get that whisper, you walk by somebody and the whisper was talk to her and you don't, shame on you. God just gave you an opportunity and you chose not to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then you're not going to reach your goal. Sales director Cheryl Anderson said one time, as you wish.
My favorite movie.
From
Right.
His Bride. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to reach it. As you wish. I'm going to go talk to that girl and she's going to say yes. As you wish. I just got a whisper to call someone, but I'm not going to. As you wish.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Max in your face this morning. Hey, when Max gets in your face, when Mac gets in your face, it's because Mac's doing the work and Mac knows it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Questions, comments? We're doing good so far?
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the, if you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. And at first the title kind of makes you go, well, I'm not Jesus. Yeah, it's not referring to Jesus. It's referring to Peter, the human who did walk on water and then had doubts and sank, but Jesus didn't get mad at him and he pulled him back out. And okay. Talk about unwavering faith and extraordinary effort in here. Okay. Well, there's this whole chapter on hope. Okay. And hope does not just motivate positive action, it actually has healing power. Hope does not just motivate positive action, it actually has healing power. It's necessary. You guys, when someone has no hope, it's when they die, or it's when they give up on something, or that's a great example, right? Like, you could take two people being equal with the same disease, and one still has hope, the greatest thing that you can have, and one doesn't, and what happens? And that's actually statistically proven. They actually use heart patients as an example, and they studied them after 25 years, and only a handful of the positive attitude ones had passed away, but most of the hopeless and negative attitude ones had passed away.
Wow.
All things being equal. Okay. So with the hope leads us to the word vital optimism. Again, you guys, that is just, you can use any word you want. You can, okay. And if the words I'm saying aren't grabbing you, then study it and go, what does grab me out of there? Okay. Hope is like vital optimism. It's necessary. Optimism is necessary to reach the goal. Optimism is necessary to be a good parent. Optimism is necessary to be good at your job. Optimism is necessary. It's necessary. So connected to hope and connected to this vital optimism is a word called self-efficacy. EFFICACY. Self-efficacy, which is connected to hope. It is the belief that I have mastery over the events in my life and can handle whatever comes my way. There are some pretty self-efficacious people on this call right now. You guys, owning your own business is not for the faint at heart.
Mm-mm.
Getting where you want to go is not for the faint at heart, but we have a simple process in order how to get there.
Right.
Right? So self-efficacy, the belief that I have mastery over the events in my life and can handle whatever comes my way. Being self-efficacious. I don't know how long I've ever said those words before.
I thought efficacy came from efficient, actually. I didn't realize it was separate from. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Belief that I have mastery over my events and can handle whatever comes my way. When I was going through my divorce, I only had, my mother can attest to this, I only had moments of, what am I going to do now? I didn't live in that. I only had moments of it. The belief that I have mastery over the events of my life and can handle whatever comes my way. I didn't live in it. I knew I would be okay. I didn't know how. You don't have to know how, right? You just have to know that you will. Okay. Moving from self-efficacy and partly why people have that is because of what they're focused on. So what do you always hear me say?
What you focus on grows.
Hello. There's actually laws that define that. So for those of you that need proof, law of cognition, the law of cognition. Two laws that govern your life. Law of cognition. You are what you think. Do I need to go into any further on that, or do we kind of know what that means? Okay. Second law, law of exposure. Your mind will think most about what it is most exposed to. That's a law. People can fight you that it's not true, but they're wrong. Okay. Do we need to talk a lot about that? Okay, so what are you going to expose yourself to? Hey, I know, Saturday morning level up at 9 a.m. Good thing to expose yourself to. Our Monday night events, career conference, anything your directors offer you. Books like these, Miracle Morning, exercise, putting good things in your body. Law of exposure. You are who you hang around. You are what you expose yourself to. You guys know my circle is really small. You guys know that. You're in it. My people, you're in it. It's very small. I hang around winners. I hang around happy people. Winners are winners. Losers are losers.
Do you guys have the I Am app? Okay, Mom, I just have to say what just came up 5 minutes ago. If there are people in my life who try to disturb my peace, I will remove them from my space.
Bingo. Yeah, everyone, I think everyone knows about the I Am app except Kirsten, and now she knows. Yeah. Yeah. You guys, I'm so proud of you guys. We've got distance runners in here. You're all distance runners, all of you. All you guys. Steph G is the newest one to this group. And how long have you been in? 2 years. The rest of you are 20+ year veterans. You know that, right?
That's cool.
These two were the first ones. The mother and the DIQ team member over here. Oh my goodness, you guys, this speaks volumes. It does speak volumes. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You're still here. And Steph G's been rocking it the whole 2 years.
Yep.
Oh, also back to Cece, what you said about Mom, you're like, you say, look for the evidence, but then you say you don't always need the evidence. Oh, shoot, that, okay.
You got it.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Sometimes people during that, like, especially it's easy to do it in our seminar year. Oh, well, 9 months in, oh, I'm not where I want to be. Okay. Oftentimes when people are looking for evidence also, they're looking in a very small box. Look what I just recognized you guys for, your longevity and your history in the company.
Yeah.
I've been telling people for years, every day that you're still in Mary Kay is one day longer than someone who decided they wanted to give up and thought this was dumb and it didn't work. Really? It doesn't work. 59 years, it doesn't work. Leader in the industry, it doesn't work. Gold standard, it doesn't work. Products are #1, it doesn't work. 36 markets worldwide, it doesn't work. $4 billion wholesale company, it doesn't work. What? No, you don't work. The company works. Let's be clear. We had this call the other day, you guys. Lean in now, right now. Lean in. Lean in so you can hear me really good. Do you know what she said? If it's to be, it's up to me. That's what she said. Yep. Executive Senior Sales Director. We had this awesome, we have an Emerald, we have a Mary Kay National Area call every month on the first of the month at 1 o'clock Central Time. So we know what all the programs are, we get recognition and all the things. And this month, after the first half hour, like we normally get, they divided us into our status level, directors, senior directors, and so forth and so on. And we had this executive senior from Sapphire, and she was awesome. I wrote her name down, Nancy something, I think. And she kept doing that. She goes, okay, come closer. And I'm like, I don't want to come closer. I think she's going to yell at me. And she didn't yell, of course. She's like, you guys, if it's to be, it's up to me. I'm like, oh, speed of leader is speed of the gang. What? Come on. Can't you say something new? No, there is nothing new. It's still the same.
Love it.
Premise of the business is still the same. Okay.
Mhm.
So my question for you now is, based on some of the things that you've heard, how could we use those specifically in our tasks and the work of our business? So I'm looking for specific answers now. Bookings, team building, parties, sales, confidence, courage, daily. What are some specific ways that we could all benefit from using those things that we just heard? Some specific tasks.
I think it's, do you want me to go? Okay. I think it's very easy, at least it is for me, to look at, for example, I've been using the IPA tracker, and it's very easy to look at, okay, cool, this is what I'm going to do this week. Great, 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 getting it done. And then I fill it on Friday. And I'm like, well, I probably should have looked at this every day, right? So I think that we allow ourselves to be a bit maximized when we look at, okay, I want to do all this week. But what am I doing like today? Like, what's today? What am I scheduling for tomorrow? Who am I calling to schedule for this Wednesday? And I think we have to kind of allow ourselves to break it down smaller, because we look at, okay, March. Oh my gosh, March is going to be so great. And then it's March 15th and you haven't done anything yet because March is going to be so great, but you haven't planned anything for March. So that's something that I definitely need to remind myself of just reeling it back in. So I don't know, you've reminded me of that, of like just what you said, every day, you know, one day longer than someone else that decided it didn't work. So how can I continue to show that this works every single day in a day? Like, what can I do today?
I
Absolutely.
appreciate that, Cece. Like, I think for me, I think about like, I need to call these 10 customers, and it sounds daunting, but if I wrote down on my calendar, I need to call Sue, and I need to call Nicole, and I need to call Mary today. I can call 3 people today.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at that list of all these people that I want to book, it's like, oh man, where do I even start? But breaking it down, Monday, I'm going to call these 3 people. Tuesday, I'm going to call these 3 people, and actually writing it in my calendar.
Intentional action. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Keep sharing, and then I'm going to respond. I don't want to interrupt.
I think one of the things, Whitney, that you said, I have to call all these people. And then your mind goes to, oh my gosh, I have to book all these appointments. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh. And you fall apart over exasperating yourself with what you have to do, instead of just taking it a little chunk at a time. Like Mary Kay said herself, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. So remember that you may be looking at the elephant, but you only have 1 fork, and you only need 1 bite at a time. And it may take you a lifetime to finish it, but okay, here, that's what we do. That's what I do. I oh no, don't have time for all those parties. Nope, can't book all those. And then I back off, and then I schedule them a little more close to my heart and close to my schedule, and fit them in where I can. We don't work, Mary Kay, 24/7 in spite of what we think of ourselves.
Yes.
Mom, or Megs.
I think along those same lines, when you were talking about the law of cognition, that you are what you think, I think when I start to get myself overwhelmed by, I hate that word, but when I think that things are being maximized, as Cece always says, that, and I need to minimize a few things, I always start to think they want to hear from me. Like if I get a little bit nervous about calling somebody, I just go, wait a minute, stop. They like you. They want to hear from you. Even if they say no, they still like you. Like, I think that sometimes we forget that like people want to hear from us because we are happy and we do really love our people. In fact, I find that I need to add about 10 minutes on to the amount of time I think I need to call people because we end up talking. I mean, and so now that's on me. I got to figure out how to like make it, a little more concise. But part of that is that's why they like me.
Right.
So that's also my number 2 strength. So relator, I relate to everybody. So anyway.
Awesome. Thank you. Kirsten, was your hand up earlier?
It wasn't, but I'd be happy to share. I just was looking through things and, it's one of those things that I can think, Mary Kay, all day long.
Mhm.
But until you have the actions and behaviors that are, or the behaviors that are action items, and I always go back to some things that I read about traction or distraction. Distraction is moving away from a goal. Traction is moving towards a goal. And so that came up again in my thinking when we were talking, when you were talking, Lisa, and it's like, okay, what are those action items that move me toward my goal? Thinking about all these awesome posts I can make and these people I can call, but until you actually have that action, there's no movement towards the goal. And so what are those, action items, like you were saying, and even that smallest thing, this morning I just posted, I'm like, I got my new lipstick samples, post them. Don't think about posting. Hey, I'm sitting in my car working. Here's my samples. I'm so excited. It's like, okay, check it off. That's an action item.
Mm-hmm.
So little things, instead of just thinking these grandiose plans, it's like, do something.
Mm-hmm.
As much as all that thinking is really good, thinking pink, thinking Mary Kay, thinking about my business, again, that's all good. But find those actions.
And I think that is the extraordinary effort. Like that is like the extraordinary effort is getting it out of your brain and doing it. Like that is the effort. That's it. So yeah, it's good. That's great, Kristen.
You're all capable of teaching this morning, right? Just gave you some little reminders. Y'all are bringing out stuff you've been hearing and saying for years. It's not really anything new. We might change the verbiage. Someone else might write a different book.
Yeah.
Why there's so many podcasts, you guys, that are popular. I never knew about Big Life. Apparently she's been doing it for a while and Maggie just told me about it. I didn't know about Rob Dial Jr. He's not new. You guys, he's basically a male Mary Kay lady who says stuff I have heard for 25 years. I'm like, yep, know that. Yep, I've heard that. Yep. Well, I guess the rest of the world isn't hearing it from everybody for the last 25 years. So he's saying it.
Yeah.
Right? Just hearing it from a different voice. I don't want to cut anyone off. Steph, Whit, or Trace, did you want to say anything before I make comments? Trace.
Just real quick, I wanted to say that one of the things that's occurring to me is, the word extraordinary in my mind, I'm not going to say for everybody, but it sounds like really big. And as I'm listening to everybody, I'm recognizing that extraordinary isn't insurmountable. It is doable. It's not choking down that whole elephant. Dory, when you were talking about the elephant, that's exactly what I was thinking was one bite at a time, quit swallowing half a leg. And the other simple thing that we've heard from Mary Kay for years is that beautiful 6 most important things list. You know, I need to commit nightly to that little 6-item list because that's giving me my little bites, and then just do it. So again, BFO, blinding flash of the obvious,
Yes.
but wow, so true.
Yes, thank you. And that is a simple commitment you can make. Okay, I'm going to commit to doing the 6 most this week, just this week. And then just next week, but just this week right now.
Yeah.
With
So I love what you said, Lisa, about you don't have to believe that it will happen, just that it could happen, and having that faith and allowing space for God to work his miracles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really powerful, because I think a lot of times people just, like you said, look at the evidence like, well, oh man, there's no way this can happen. But if you don't have to believe that it will, you just have to believe that it could, that it's possible.
Mhm.
It's possible. I crunched some numbers today. It's all possible. Everything.
I love the number crunching.
Yeah, I mean, analytical is not in my top strengths. I mean, I'm very much more a relationship person. So when you mentioned like, don't focus on the numbers, focus on the people, and the numbers will happen. Oh, speaking my language. Yes, I just need to hang out with some people and hook up with some people. And people have messaging me this week, and I'm like, where did you come from? Oh, okay, girl. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, it's happening. It's all happening.
I love it.
Yeah.
Steph.
I just agree with Whitney and Kristen because they kind of read my mind a little bit. So they pretty much said exactly what I was thinking.
Good. I love it when that happens. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Let me make some comments on everything you guys said. Okay. Cece mentioned IPA tracker a little bit ago, and you're like, and then I fill it out at the end of the week. Do you guys ever remember hearing the term focus folder? Which actually I think was coined from Nancy Moser. In her focus folder, it is literally just a manila. And she's got in there her IPA trackers, her, perfect start and power start solutions and whatever, and her booking list and prospect list and her notebook. I know we have different notebooks. I have the year-long notebook that everything goes in, but then I have my coaching notebook that when I have conversations with you guys, it goes in there. And then I have but I was in Quantum Leap Mastermind fancy class, so that has its own notebook. So it's all written down so I can find those things. So those notebooks stay by my focus folder, and then it's all in there and I'm not searching around for it.
Yeah.
You can even get a cute one if you want, or draw on it or whatever, and keep it all in there. And then that's the thing you're looking at every day.
Yeah.
Cece, you mentioned winning the day. Yeah. Cause when you're trying to reach the goal, we're in the final 4. This is the last, we're in the okay. Win the hour, win the hour, win the day, win the hour, win the day, win a part of it. You guys, what term has always bothered me? Oh, it's been such a bad day. Really? The whole 24 hours was bad?
Yeah.
Nothing good happened in 24 hours. Really? Oh, it was a bad week. The whole week? 24 hours a day times 7 days. It was all bad. You didn't wake up every morning? You dead? Because unless you're dead, there's some winning every moment. Even when you're dead, there's actually way more winning. But okay, when you're alive, can we get some winning, some life here? Okay. Win the hour, and then win the day, and then win the week and the month and the quarter and the year. No one said excuse, but this popped into my head. I learned this from Kevin Keppel. If an excuse was valid, it would work for everyone. So if a single mom of 3 couldn't do this, then no single mom of 3 could do this.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of Cassie, who believes she can do this and is on her way over for her 11 a.m. new consultant makeover. If an excuse worked, it would work for everyone. Talking about the elephant, the bites. I was having a conversation the other day with Kirsten about DIQ, which we weren't able to finish at the moment and something that I wanted to make sure she heard was the bite-sized elephant thing. I was explaining to her, she's analytical and needs the details on how she's going to get this done. You don't need 30 people. You need 10 to go DIQ.
Start there.
10 first. You have one right now. You only need 9 more. You know 9 women. Okay. It's not looking at the whole thing. It's what can I do next? I'm taking my walk the other day, and for Lent always for me is not just what you choose to give up, but what you choose to do more, which we're taught, more almsgiving, more praying, more all the things that you can possibly do, right? So I intentionally don't take my phone on my walks unless I think I might slip and fall and die. So I did have to do that for a while because of the whole ankle thing. Okay, well, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm trying to get that magnetic thing out of my pocket for at least a half an hour. So I'm walking the dog. So I've now committed for Lent that I'm going to pray the whole walk. So I pray out loud. I also tell Queenie some of my prayers, so she's praying with me. And I say specific prayers, and then I say specific prayers over you guys, and I will literally walk and try and think of every Courage Nation family member that I possibly can. And I am amazed. I'm amazed at how many I can actually think of, which then just proves to me the whole relationship thing. What was my point about that, Kirsten? Oh, yeah. That when I'm walking, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not looking at 650. I'm like, who's the next team member? Who's the next miracle set purchaser? Who's the next senior? Who's the next star team builder? Who's the next team leader, elite, offspring, car driver, on target car driver? Who's the next team member? Who's the next? Who's the next? Simply, who's the next? Who's the next one I'm talking to? Who's the next one I'm handing the sample out to? Not the next 10, the next one. Okay. You can't control your first thought. This is also from Rob Dial Jr. Maggie reminded me of it, but you can control the second. No one can control the first thought that comes into their head, but they can control the second. Guess what? You don't have to believe everything that comes into your head. When you're thinking about the thought, if it's not going down the right way, and we just said you are what you think, if you're starting to go down a thing, go, no. What would Lisa actually say about me right now? What would Lisa actually say about me to me right now? Well, she would not be saying this to me. Oh my gosh, she would be saying how she believes in me and loves me and knows what I'm capable of. And how about this girl and that girl? And what about her? And what happened to her? And how about this? And how about that? And where are you going right now? Can you talk to somebody in the grocery store? You're amazing. You're kind. You're wonderful. Let me show you all your qualities. That's what I would be saying to you. Not, yeah, you're right. Stop selling me on what you can't do. If I don't believe in you, who's going to? Sometimes I just want to get off the phone with people and be like, that was stinking thinking. I don't want to be on with that. I remember one time Judy McCoy saying, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't listen to this right now. I love you.
I would have thrown up.
I probably did. Huh. The one who believes in me the most, I just poured stinking thinking on. Now, you guys, stinking thinking will happen once in a while, but it's when you're trying to convince the very one who believes in you the most that they should buy into the stinking thinking. I said to someone recently, so what do you want me to say to you? You're right. You can't do it. You'll never do it. Is that what you want me to say to you? Because I'm not going to say that. And then they're like, oh, stab. No. Okay. I love the traction and distraction. I love that. Love that. Just go towards it. Just go towards it. Go towards the health. Go towards the spiritual. Go towards the good savings. Go towards the good decisions. Go towards being a great mom. Go towards being a great Christian or Catholic or Presbyterian or Lutheran or whatever you are. Go towards the thing. And also when they teach you about like losing weight or quitting smoking, it is easier to go towards something good than it is away from something bad. Go
Yep.
towards the good thing, right? You go towards the good health. You go towards the good thoughts. You go towards the positive. You don't try and walk away from the bad. You try and go towards the good.
Back to Maggie's point too, if they want to hear from us, we also carry like that hope. So our positivity and our wonderfulness is sometimes the only thing that they're hearing. And I've had to unfollow a lot of my clients recently on social media out of love and nothing but respect for them. And I will love to serve them and be their happy place, but I can't afford their energy, which isn't as positive as mine. So I know, wow, I'm especially valuable to that person if that's what they're going through and that's where their mindset is. I love that I can be that positive dose for them, no matter how they, no matter their response.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And can we speak to that just for a second? You guys know you do control that little thing that's in your hand, right? You know, no one's sitting there with a gun to your head going, I better follow all of these people and then make my heart anxious and then get mad about what they're saying and then not like them anymore. We're not in the communist country. And I just said that out loud. Unfollow them. It doesn't mean you don't love them. When people are always posting, let's fill our feed with positive things. Here's a picture of my dog. I'm like, I only follow positive people. So what? Okay. Self-control. It's one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. Gifts of the Holy Spirit. Fruits of the Holy Spirit is self-control. Have some. Okay. Post in your groups and get off.
Yeah.
I have 2,000 friends. I bet I follow less than 100. Less than 100. See, most of them are nationals, top sales directors, some of my unit. I can't even follow all of you. There's too many of you. And also don't rely on social media for somebody to see something. I had a friend get offended with me one time because, well, I posted it. Yeah. And it's not important enough to share with me. Me, you want me to see it, but you didn't tell me. Okay. You have more time than you think. Watch what you're doing every day, all day. You have more time than you think. Cassie Leslie, mother of 3, single mother of 3, gets up at 5 every day, gets 3 children ready, gets them to daycare to go to her full-time job. The children are brought to school and brought home from school to the daycare, by the daycare. She picks them up, gets them home, does the baths, the bathing, the food, the thing, every day, 5 days a week, by herself. And we talked about, okay, the kids are 9, 7, and 6, by the way. We talked about, okay, when are you going to work this in? I'm like, looks like weekends are going to be for you. Looks like we're going to work on doing things that are easily duplicatable so that you can have several posts running at the same time. She doesn't know Facebook very well. I'm like, can you learn it? We can learn it. She's doing all these things. She put in her $600 order by herself and was afraid she couldn't even figure out In Touch, but oh boy, did she do it. It has a babysitter for this morning to come to our makeovers. Like, she's like, I think I can do this. Yeah, I think you can too. Let's stay connected and let's find a way to do it. And remember, if excuse worked, it would work for everyone. Now, you guys, I'm not saying real life doesn't happen, right?
Right.
I was in an accident. I broke my ankle. My son had surgery. It was really clear in 2021. You guys, would you have blamed me at any given moment for any situation that happened to me that I could have said, checking out for the next day, week, month, year? I would have been checking out for an entire year. Over a year, by the way, it's March. Would you even have blamed me if I would have checked out for a year? Where do you think your attitude would be right now if the one who believes in you the most checked out on herself for a year?
But
Thank you. Don't check out on yourself. Don't check out on yourself. I know life happens. I know life happens, you guys. You know what you can control? Your thoughts and your own efforts. Every time something has happened to us in my 25 years, big, real, hard, scary, deaths, accidents, big things. Okay, what can I control? I'm gonna go call a customer because that's gonna make me feel better. I'm gonna text somebody because it's gonna make me feel better. I'm gonna call Maggie Fortman and see what she's doing because that'll make me feel better. I'm gonna call my mom. That'll make me feel better. I just need to do something real quick to make me feel better because I can't control that big, huge situation. I'm so grateful that I worked for 19 years before my dad passed away so that the 4 months that he needed me, I was there. And you guys know I still worked through it. And you know that when he passed in February of 2016 was still one of our best months ever.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is. And it's not because I worked in February of 2016. Let's be clear. Okay. So you're putting in your head what you want. You are what you think. You're going to act around it. How are we going to max out March? We're going to do things we've never done before. Just be open. Be open.
Yeah.
Be open to the possibilities. Be open to possibilities. What was my best month before? What have I done in the past? That. 10 parties. Oh, max it out. Okay, I'll do 12. Oh, how many team members did I have? 5. What? Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have 6. Okay. What are my average sales per person? Could I up that? How many people do I need to see? How many people do I need to call? And I'm saying the word need. Let's change it to desire, get to. And then lastly, play the what if game. Oh, do I love this game? I love this game. You literally do free flowing writing. Okay. Learn this from National Sales Director Emeritus, Carol Stoops, who then was known, yes, Kirsten, known for reaching goals above and beyond. So she would literally sit down. Okay. So we have brand new Susie. Well, what if brand new Susie comes in with a 2400? And what if we recruit her sister and she comes in with a 2400? Okay. And then, okay, my red jacket, what if she does this right now? And what if I do this? And what if this? And what if that? And what if this? And what if that? And what if this? And what if that? And she would come to not only reaching her goal, it would be like 3 times past the goal that was set. So she would look at it and go, geez, gosh, even if a quarter of that came true, or even, gosh, a half, a third, even if a piece of that came true. And the one I always go back to is, what if I recruited her for 2400 and her sister for 2400? I love that one.
Yeah.
It's 48. Okay. So our MAC unit goal this month is 30,000. Okay. Simple math is that's 10 3,000s. That's simple math. Okay. Well, I have a personal goal of 5 personal qualified. And my personal qualifieds always come in as stars. Let's just say 2,000. Okay, that's 10,000. And then, okay, and then we get another 10 people. No, that's 20,000. And then our current team does between 15 and 20 anyway. Oh, that's actually 35,000, close to 40. What? The goal is 30? Oh, I guess it can happen. I just simply going with what if. What if is based on the future best, not the past best. The future best. The what if game. Okay. So Kirsten's got one, and Kirsten came in with a 2400, and she's actually already an Emerald Star. Actually, I think you may even be, I think you're already close to Pro. Okay. And she has Rachel, and she came in at a 600, and Rachel has 3 daughters, or a couple daughters and a mom. So Kirsten knows that we're talking to Rachel, and I'm like, Rachel, Kirsten, we just got to get in her space, because then what about her daughters? And then, okay, Kirsten's talking to her hairdresser. Okay. So that's 2, but I know she's already committed to like 3 to 5, and I know she wants to be read it. Okay. So then who else can I talk to? Okay. I'm going to talk to Kirsten, and she's going to be on account. Okay, great. That's her. Okay. And then Maggie said this, and then Whitney said this. Okay. And what about that? Oh, I'm going to have a conversation with Cece, because that doesn't directly impact you, but it does affect Courage Nation, and it does affect her, and she wants Cadillac. Okay. And then Trace is, Go Give. It doesn't matter. I mean, not Go Give. She's not in my unit, but it doesn't matter. She's part of my unit. I've known her for 25 years. Yeah, she can be involved in anything. Okay, who else can I talk to? Okay, still talking to her daughter. Still haven't recruited her daughter, but we sure could. Okay, my mom. Okay, my mother. Let's see, 6 to 8 active at any given moment with the red jacket on her team. Okay, who could we talk to? Okay, well, she loves her mail lady Lee, and Lee's on her team. But who does Lee know? This is literally how my brain operates. This is literally every day how my brain operates. And then you try and sell me that you can't reach National Court of Sales. And I just did National Court of Sales for all of you in a thought. Man, open your brain. You guys are so glad you have a leader that has an open brain, because you could follow a really sucky person and you don't. You follow an amazing leader. So act like it. You guys, because of Catherine Longley's belief in me, she's like, Lisa, I want you to be in this Quantum Leap Mastermind. I'm like, okay. These women that are in there are $1 million sales directors. On the paper, they've done more than me. But longevity wise, they've not been in 25 years. They don't have 3 grown children, and they don't have an offspring sales director as their daughter. So we all bring these different strengths. They love my mind. They love how it works. She's like, I want you to be with Kevin Keppel. I love him. So I'm like, I do it. And now one of my closest friends is Autumn Britton, a national sales director's daughter, who's finding her way, making her way. She's in her 40s and she's only been in Mary Kay a few years. 40s. She grew up in it. And I'm like, what can I offer her? And what can she offer me? Now, the mere thought of calling her makes me go, I bet I'm going to do something before I call her. All these 5 people first. Okay. You guys, I am so proud of you, and I'm speaking directly and in your face because I can, and because it's my job, and my job is not to coddle you. This business is not all hearts and flowers. Get over it. And you can't just work it when you see the little daffodils and daisies coming up. Plant them, man. Water them.
Get in the dirt.
Get in the dirt. Yes. Get your pretty fingernails dirty. Get in the dirt. Till it. You got to till that soil, right? You got to plant it. You got to water it, right? What does it take? What is it? The bamboo takes 90
years or
I
something.
was going to say 90 years. It's not true, but it's like 3 to 5
It's a lot.
years.
It's like
3 to
it's like
5
well
years.
over- yeah.
Is it like 3 to 5 years or
It
something?
might be 10. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look it up. But so do you look at the first 3 years and go, that tree's never going to bloom? Water, plant, water, 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 fertilize, water, water, water. And then it grows. I know the 90 is 90 feet. It's 90 feet in like 30 days or something when it does.
Yeah.
It grows, like you could literally stand there and watch it grow. Lastly, Isaiah 60, 20, 22. And the least of them shall become a clan, and the smallest one a mighty nation. I am the Lord, and I will accomplish it quickly. The least of them shall become a clan, and the smallest one a mighty nation. I am the Lord, and in its time I will accomplish it quickly. My uncle used to call me the least of all the Sticklins, because I was the tiniest. And the least of them shall become a clan, and the smallest one a mighty nation. Courage Nation. I am the Lord, and in its time I will accomplish it quickly. And here comes quickly. Here it's coming. We didn't build a national area in 2 years. We built it in 25. Just so happens the last 2 went really fast. The new national sales director's suits are turquoise. And I look really good in turquoise. And it's the 2022 to 2024, because now they do 2-year suits, which I think is absolutely brilliant. We can't wear out a suit in a year. Sometimes we kind of get sick of the color or whatever, but now they're just like, wear a jacket, wear whatever you want underneath. And Cece and I are like, oh yeah, bring that on, because we love putting our underneath different. Okay. So I'm like, I'm going to wear a turquoise suit. Yeah, because we're getting this done. Okay. 20 offspring sales directors. I don't need to know who the 18 are. We already have 2. We're already 10% there. I just need to know who the next one might be or could be. And then who the next miracle set user is, and the next booking, and the next red, and the next senior, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next potential team member, and the next nice girl I can give a sample to, and the next cashier, Nairobia, from TJ Maxx, who's from Chicago, lives in Milwaukee, but grew up in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Now we're like best friends now because I talked to her for 15 minutes at the checkout. Because I used woo, my number one strength. Okay, I'm going a little over. Could you indulge me for like 2 more minutes? I forgot to say this. When we're referring to our strengths, refer to them in the balcony, not in the basement. I'm hearing you use the definition. I'm hearing you use the words that are your strengths, and I'm actually hearing you use them negatively. The word abundant is nothing but positive. It is only positive. When you tell me, well, my schedule is very abundant, I don't think you said that in a positive manner. All of our schedules are abundant. Abundant is from God and it is blessed. Don't you dare put that stress in the word abundant. That's the devil trying to get in that, and that shall not happen. Maximizer is a person, what's one of Kirsten's top strengths. She's doing it right now. You can visually see her doing it right now. She got in her car. She set up her office. She knows she has to go in at 11:14 to watch her son swim. She used the time allowed this morning. I'm on this call. I'm going to do this and catch up on this. I'm going to check in on this. This is maximizing the situation. What else can I accomplish? I'm going to go in there and I'm going to hand out the sample to so-and-so. Okay. There's no stress in that word. She's using her strength in the balcony. How can I best optimize? Sometimes when Cece uses the word maximized, it's because we've changed from the word overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. Stop saying words that don't serve you. So she goes, I'm maximized. How can I minimize? I can take this off. I can take this off. I can take this off. Don't use your strengths and positive words and put a negative spin on them. I'm going to catch you every time. Okay. I'm going to catch you. Watch your verbiage. Watch what you say. Can't control the first thought. You can control the second. I love you all. I'm proud of all of you. You never know whose life you change, but someone knows. Mary Kay Ash. You never know whose life you change, but someone knows. Okay, make it a great one. I got new consultants coming over. I need to go influence.
Thank
Love
you.
you all. Thank you so
Love you,
much for
bye.
your time. We'll see you Monday night.
Have a successful
Okay.
Saturday.
Thank you.
See ya.
Saturday.
Your
Bye.
son
Love you
is
all.
here.
Bye.
Your middle kid's here.
Aw, hi Mac.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yay. Tell him
Yeah.
hi.